Hello everybody, my name is Manan, welcome to my channel. I have been living in Estonia for the past 8 years, and by far the biggest complaint that I hear about Estonians is that they're shy, not very easy to communicate, and it is very difficult to make friends with them. Now in this video I want to talk about a few points that I have learned over the years through trial and error on how to make friends with Estonians without traumatizing them for life. Point number one is people say that you need to speak Estonian in order to make friends with them. But I say speak broken Estonian with them. Speak Estonian with mistakes. Speak Estonian with your native accent. Even if you know very good Estonian, it's better to speak it broken. What would it do? It would give them enough confidence that somebody is trying, somebody's really making an effort in order to learn our language. For example, tere. Kas te räägite inglise keel? You know, these examples are a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know how Estonians would feel, but I know that it would work. Point number two is to make fun of your name and combine it with something in Estonian. For example, my name is Manan, and every time I introduce myself to an Estonian, I always say, my name is Manan, like a banana in Estonian. Or sometimes I say Manan, NAGU, BANAAN, and it always brings a smile to their face because they know that you are lighthearted and you're not afraid to make fun of yourself. Point number three, and this goes well if you have neighbors and you want to make friends with them. Ask for something shamelessly. Ask for something that you might need often. For example, for the past year or so, I have been asking for this wood glue from my neighbor. And even though I could buy it very easily, I always go to her and ask for it. And I've probably asked it like 5 or 6 times. What it has done is that we communicate quite often. And it has also given me the excuse to go to her and talk to her and ask for different things. Asking for something means that sometimes they will also feel comfortable asking for you because now they have given you a favor, and now when they ask you, then it means that they're not taking advantage of you in any way. So if you have any neighbor and you need something light, then be sure to ask them for something that you genuinely need. Point number four, tell them a fact or something about Estonia that is not very well known. That will immediately make them open up to you and break the ice. For example, one of the cool facts that I often tell Estonians is that in 1187, Estonian Vikings, well, yes, there were Estonian Vikings on the islands of Saaremaa and Hiiumaa. Estonian Vikings actually sailed down to Stockholm and burned one of the suburbs that is currently part of Stockholm, SIGTUNA, to the ground. Yes, Estonians were not so peaceful as they might tell you all the time, but this one act of violence they did, and they burned part of Stockholm to the ground. And every time I tell Estonians, it's like it's a very little known fact and it kind of makes them feel proud. But yeah, point number five, wear Estonian flag. Now, Estonians love their flag, and let's be honest about it, it is one of the most beautiful flag colors in the entire world. So what I have done is I have this cap, and usually when it's not so cold, I always go out, or if I'm on calls with somebody, then I am always wearing that, and it is often an icebreaker and people always compliment me. So yeah, this is another really cool icebreaker with Estonians. You can also get a scarf, or you can get a sweater as well, but those tend to go a little bit too overboard, and you should only wear them on special occasions, like for example Estonian independence or something else. Having an Estonian flag with somebody who looks like me, a foreigner, not necessarily Estonian, is an immediate contrast, and it makes me stand out, and people are much more willing to talk to you. Point number six, and this is a little bit of an advanced tip, but you can make something from your home country, make a dish, and then share it with them and send it over to them. Usually this doesn't work in the very beginning because in Estonian culture, it's not normal for a stranger to come over and give you food unless you're paying for it, of course. But In our culture, for example, in very Eastern cultures, Pakistani, Indian, Bangladesh, especially if a new person comes to your apartment building or to your class or to some place, then breaking bread or sharing food is one of the most common ways how we break ice, but not so much in Estonia's case. So if you already know someone, if you already introduced them to each other and you don't know much of each other, then the best way to break the ice fully is to share something from your culture. It doesn't have to be necessarily so advanced or so complicated. Make sure not to add too many spices. Make sure to respect the dietary choices of the person. Preferably make something vegetarian or vegan, and then share it with your neighbors or your colleagues or your friends, because this is by far the most memorable thing that you can do for Estonians. Because honestly, Estonians are starving for good food. The food in Estonia is okay, it's not great, and this is something that I really miss. And if you're coming to Estonia, then this is something that you will miss as well. That is why we cook our own food. So share it with others. Point number 7, and this is something that is very, very commonly given advice, is to go on a sauna with them. Now, sauna is like a sacred space for Estonians where they are free to talk, share ideas, and be social. Like, this is the space to be social, not a bus stop, not a bus, not your workspace, but yeah, a sauna is the place to be social. So if you get a chance, then do go into a sauna with them. Be respectful. Don't necessarily have to be naked with them, because not many Estonians are also naked in the sauna. It depends on your situation, what you prefer, but definitely go to a sauna. It is healthy and it is one of the best things that you can do in such freaking cold weather. And last and final bonus advice, which I would never ever recommend, is getting them drunk. Estonians are completely different when they're drunk, and I wouldn't recommend it, but there is a sweet spot between getting pitch drunk and between opening up, and in that sweet spot, an Estonian is your best friend. They will tell you that they love you, they will share their innermost and secret thoughts about you. But that space lasts not too long. It can only last between maximum of half an hour. So if you are at a party or if you are at a place with your friend and they're getting slammed, pitch drunk, then look for that space. And I'm telling you, it's one of the most beautiful things that you can talk to about in an Estonian, because they're completely open, they're completely vulnerable, and they love you very, very much. Despite their cold and icy exterior, they do. It just takes a few gallons of alcohol to unlock that, sadly. But anyway, these are my 7 tips for making friends with Estonians without traumatizing them, and I hope to see you in the next video. Please comment and let me know if there are any new topics that you would like to see in 2023. I'm trying to make more content, not just on resident permits and documentation and these things, because I don't want to do that anymore, but more towards general life advice and lessons and relationships. Yes, this is something that I want to pursue in this year. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Bye bye.